Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. My name is Mustafa Ahmed, and today's topic we're talking about, can we survive the coming of Dajjal without Imam Mehdi? So, I talked to a lot of people, and pretty much as the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we're really blessed that we have something very special happening amongst us as Muslims right now. We have somebody by the name of Muhammad Qasim bin Abdul Kareem, which Allah and the Prophet ﷺ has come to him, give it in his dreams, warning of the Muslims of many different things that could happen. Therefore, when you go and spread this message to a lot of people, they say, "Oh, Mustafa, why do we need to, like as long as we're good Muslims, right? Like, we could be fine. We could read Surah Al-Kahf, he'll protect us against the jinn. It won't be fine, and we'll be able to manage, right? Like, is that the attitude we're supposed to have right now, when we know that the Prophet ﷺ said that the Dajjal is the biggest fitna that the Muslims, or not even the Muslims, the biggest fitna ever to come to humanity, right? The biggest trial. The Prophet ﷺ also said, if he comes amongst you, I will protect you, and if not, every person is really for themselves at this point. So much so that we know that the Dajjal has to come amongst us because we are the final ummah and the final nation sent, right? Because our Prophet ﷺ is the final messenger. So therefore, we're the final nation, and therefore he has to come amongst our nation. So with that being said, the Prophet ﷺ said, he gave us this beautiful hadith, and he says, whoever wants to stay steadfast, right, and to be guided, he needs to hold on tight to two things, right? So the first one, it says, Allah said, the Prophet ﷺ said, I'm leaving behind two things: the book of Allah and the Sunnat, my Sunnah. And the second hadith says, I am leaving behind two things: the book of Allah and Ahlu Bayt, right? Showing us the importance of the Quran, the Sunnah, and the Ahlul Bayt. All three things are very important in order that we able to go on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path. Therefore, to pass any trials, we need these three aspects, right? We need the Quran itself, because it is a guidance, it's light, right? So the Quran is light, and it's light in our daily actions as well as through trials and tribulations, right? The Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, just because we pick up the Quran and we read it without following the exact guidance that the Prophet ﷺ has, it's not going to help us, because the book it didn't come down by itself. It came down with the Nabih, with the Prophet and the Messenger. Therefore, it's important we follow the guidelines that the Prophet ﷺ has set for us, right? Because if you don't follow that guidelines, then surely you're going to go astray. And Ahlul Bayt, right? So the Prophet ﷺ said that there is going to be somebody from my progeny at the end of times called Al-Mahdi. And this Mahdi is supposed to guide the Muslim Ummah and bring them together and unite them. Therefore, if this figure has come amongst us, we cannot say that we'll be able to manage by ourselves. I don't think, I'm at least speaking for myself, nobody has that power or that strength or that iman to be able to face such trials without failing, if they don't have the proper guidance and proper tools, right? So the Imam Mahdi is our guidance, is our light, and we have to hold on with our molar teeth, right? If we find him. In this message, I definitely want everybody to pay attention to Muhammad Qasim bin Abdul Kareem, because it's the guidance of finding who this person is, finding the Mahdi, right? And once we find this Mahdi, right, hold on to him very, very tight, because without having that guidance, without having that protection, almost think about like a force field, right? So the believers that are going to be amongst the Mahdi ranks, think about it as like a force field around them, right? They're going to be protected against many, many calamities. Talking about World War III, right? Talking about the creation of the Khalifa, talking about the Dajjal coming, talking about Ya'juj and Ma'juj descending, right? Talking about so many different things, the beasts of the earth. So for you to be able to overcome these trials and tribulations, you can't do it by yourself. You have to, one, do it with a group, right? That environment. Two, you have to have that leader that is guided by Allah, right? So the Mahdi means the guided one, right? The Allah guides specifically. So everybody always talks about Khalifa being established. The Khalifa itself did not last without the Prophet ﷺ being amongst the ranks of his Sahaba, right? And even then, after that, it only lasted 30 years after him. Therefore, whenever another prophet comes, it is very important that the people around them hold on to that prophet, hold on to that guidance. So with that being said, it's very important that you cannot disregard looking for the Mahdi or finding the Mahdi, especially when the trials and tribulations start happening. Because once that happens, you won't be able to do it yourself. You won't be able to, your iman will not carry you to the finish line. You need that extra boost. You need that environment that's going to shield you, right? I always say environment's 100 times stronger than your willpower. You can wake up and let's say pray Fajr and it's hard for you. However, if everybody else is doing it around you, it's that much easier because that's it. Everybody's doing it around you. You have to do it. With that being said, um, please, every Muslim person, pay attention to Muhammad Qasim bin Abdul Kareem. It's a very important message. He's picking a lot of traction up now, and it's only going to get more and more heated. But as that time passes, that train also passes, right? So if you don't get on board early and hear the message, heed the message before the calamities start befalling, it might be too late. So it is my humble request to get this message out there to as many people as possible, because it is a great opportunity and great understanding for whoever comes in early and benefits from this message. I'm going to leave a link down in the description. Please pay attention to it. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.